Hey everybody, it's Jay here from Replay Republic. I know it's been a while. We had what I would call a blocking issue with the Ur-Quan Masters, which is that in using the features of the Cirrhosis Mega Mod to try to make things a little bit more exciting for my viewers who might be familiar with Star Control 2 and the Ur-Quan Masters, I used a Galaxy Seed that was not the original. And I have corrected that in my save game, and I'm able to continue now. But for a while, that was a blocker. I was not able to visit one particular homeworld that is essential to the game. So I had to backtrack basically to a save game before I explored that area, modify the seed in the save game so that the solar system would generate properly, and then catch up to where I needed to be. So we're ready to go now. It sounds like phone's ringing, so we better get a move on here. So there we were in quasi-space, having been thoroughly creeped out by the Araloo Lalilei. And one of the things that we want to do is ensure that we have all of those probes taken care of. We had just done the math to figure out that our portal should be B, because the purveyors of the probes had originated in the top left corner of the map. And while I muddled through in one of the earlier broadcasts, you can view their coordinate system, the one that the probes were disclosing as they gave you their relative point of origin. Their coordinate system is essentially a rotation of the one that we're using in hyperspace. So where we'll pop out here is, whoop, there goes the Spathy. So we're near the top right corner of the map, but imagine that was the origin. Imagine that was 0, 0. So to make that 0, 0, take that top right corner and rotate the whole map 90 degrees counterclockwise. And, you know, there's a transformation matrix for that if you're into math, which is, let's see. Their y is our positive x, and their x is our negative y. Make sense? So anyway, we're gonna head over to Beta Corvi, which we determined pretty conclusively was the origin of the probes. And while I really like, you know, given all the hints that the game has given us up to this point, it's pretty, it's a pretty cool setup, but it's ultimately a little bit frustrating because Beta Corvi, the residents of the planet, the dialogue is not that well written, so we're gonna blitz this a little bit.
Hello, visitors. We are the Slylandro. I am content to hover.
So you are.
Slylandro speaker. Your presence here fills us with excitement.
I wish I could say the same.
We have so few visitors over these many drawn. We hope you can stay to talk with us for a time. Oh, this is terribly exciting. We will be happy to tell you about ourselves if you would please do the same.
In brief.
You see, we Slylandro have been extremely interested in learning about the galaxy, but our physique makes us incapable of leaving our gas giant home. Therefore, we are totally reliant on our infrequent visitors to keep us informed about events outside this planetary system. And visitors usually only show up every few drawn. We hope that our newly deployed exploration probe fleet will not only gather information for us, but inform other races of our presence here as well.
Probes? What probes are you talking about? Like we don't know what probes are.
You know, it's funny. We hadn't heard from the outside galaxy in a whole Janasa. And then the Melno may come by and sell us a probe. And just a few hundred rotations later, you show up. Oh, the probes? Right. Well, like we said, just a short time ago, a race called the Melnorme stopped by. They said they had acquired some information revealing our existence, and they wanted to study us, if we didn't mind. In fact, the Melnorme said they would pay us for the right to do so. I guess they are biology nuts or something.
Yeah, we noticed.
Anyway, in exchange for our information, they gave us a probe vessel.
And in exchange for your credits, they accidentally destroyed the galaxy? Alright, we're just gonna
Sure.
dig in
You
on
are
probes.
interested? In exchange for information about the life on Source, the Melnorme offered to give us a remote exploration probe. It would roam the galaxy, gathering information and contacting alien races, and when it had filled its data storage units, it would return here and reveal to us everything it had learned. It was sent on a 500 rotation mission to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no catalog item 2418, remote self-replicating robot explorer probe, had gone before.
Okay.
Well, we're not hardware people, so we only know the theory. What happens is that while the probe is exploring space, whenever it's not doing something more important, it hunts for asteroids and similar space junk, zaps it into its component parts, absorbs the debris, and when it has enough raw materials stored inside, it manufactures a perfect replica of itself. So even though we only bought one probe, by now there should be hundreds of probes, maybe even thousands.
I believe that's called a von Neumann probe. And generally speaking, when you talk about von Neumann probes, it is assumed that they are actively destroying the galaxy.
Our probes do not attack.
Oh.
They have only defensive capabilities. Offensive behavior is not part of the instructions we programmed into the probe.
I'd say it's fairly offensive.
To do so would be reprehensible.
Or offensive.
Sure. What would you like to know? I'd be glad to. You see, the probe has the capability to seek out raw materials, process the raw materials into component compounds, collect the compounds, and then, when it has a sufficient supply, it can build a duplicate of itself. We decided that since we had only one probe, we should change the replication priority
Here it comes.
and crank it up so that there would be more probes sooner. Well, the factory setting was 2, in between movement at 1 and analyze data at 3. I told Joyce Lifting to set it a bit higher. Let me ask him what he set it to.
Drum roll, please.
Oh, my. That was a bit extreme, wasn't it? Joyce Lifting told me he changed it to 999, the highest setting on the dial.
On the dial.
Sure, it was a difficult task for us, since we'd never done anything like that before. But for the most part, we just adjusted its standard program, which went something like scan for targets as defined in target list. If no current target, then select new target from the current targets list using specified priorities. If current position is at current target, then set current behavior to new behavior based on behavior priority settings. Perform current behavior. Okay, that's the basic program. I said it was simple.
Okay.
And here are the tables used by the program. Target list with associated target priority. Space vessel 5.
Sure.
Transmission source
Yeah.
4. Astronomical anomaly 3. Planet-bearing life signature 2. Raw replication materials 1. Probe behaviors with assigned priorities. Communicate 5. Record data 4. Analyze data 3. Seek replication materials 999. Move to current target 1. That's it. I'm pretty sure the way it works is that every time a behavior is completed or interrupted, the program selects a new behavior based on the defined behavior target priorities and what kind of target is currently selected. I think a really high priority would cause a probe to focus its attention on that behavior.
So, while we're going to get into the explanation of why supposedly this is a flawed program, I'd just like to point out that the original program was also flawed. That if the probe was ever not able to keep conversing with a spacecraft, that it would have eventually ended up processing the ship for materials anyway.
Spaceships are the probe's highest priority because we want more than anything to make friendly contact with alien races. The probe seeks raw materials and processes them in preparation for replication. The answer is simple. It would spend more of its time seeking raw materials for its replication process. So what? I don't see what you are getting at, but I'll play along with you. Like I said, alien ships are the top priority target. Once a probe scanned a ship, it would instantly move toward it. Then, when it got to the ship, it would initiate communication automatically. When communications were terminated, a new behavior would be selected and... a new behavior would be selected. And since the replication setting was set to maximum, the probe wouldn't get time to pick a new target. It would use the current target, the ship, for raw replication materials. It would process the ship, break it into component compounds with electrical discharges. Oh no! What have we done? Traveler, you must tell us what we can do! How can we stop the probes from destroying all life in the galaxy?
Well, to begin with, if I were you, I'd sue the Melnorme.
Sorry, the Melnorme made us agree to a formal waiver of damages in case something like this happened.
Couldn't you broadcast some kind of recall signal?
No. Non-catalog item 2418, remote self-replicating robot explorer probe. The model with the recall transmitter was catalog item 2419, and the
Sure
Melnorme
it was.
said it was out of stock.
Alright, I don't suppose you have some kind of mega self-destruct code or
Why,
something?
yes, there is. You're a genius, Traveler. Why didn't we remember that? Oh, there's a problem, though. How are we going to transmit the code? Well, while we ponder that problem, at least we can give you the code sequence. That way, if you run into a probe, you can destroy it without getting shot at.
Thank you. And I would love to explore the illustrious history of the Slilandro, but you'll have to take my word for it. It's really frustrating and annoying to just
Goodbye, human fluid
be
center.
ignorant for this whole conversation. Like, Gray Ur-Quan? What the heck are Gray Ur-Quan? Anyway, so now we see the Pekunk are on the move again, and we need to get ahead of that. Also, the Spathi have disappeared. That seems highly significant. So we'll use our quasi-portal. Works like a charm. All right, and our target will be... We'll go visit the Spathi at point F, which is down here. And away we go. If you've been watching previous episodes, you're pretty well aware of what the Spathi were up to. They loved our shield. They wanted to take time to study it and replicate it. So we'll go see that what's happened, but we're fairly sure what's happened, right? They never wanted to be battle thralls The Umga played a trick on them, and this is their chance to disappear from the universe. So, and then actually I have 3 full cargo bays indicated up in the middle right there, so we should probably head home and deal with that. Epsilon Gruis. Planet 1. Yep. Spathiwa. Alright, here's the mighty moon of Spathiwa, which is a pellucid world. And we dispatch ourselves to the surface here, we'll find one group of exotics and one blobby thing with a postcard on it. So let's get that. Report from surface. Captain, this is Lieutenant Robinson, sir. We've located an alien artifact down here. Perhaps more importantly, we've found something which I think may explain what happened to the Spathi. And I don't think you're going to like it. We were investigating a large blue machine when Officer Talbot discovered a message glued to the side of the device. Sir, it's a note from the Spathi High Council. I'll read it to you. Uh-oh.
Dear Hunams, how are you? We are fine. However, can we thank you for letting us study your planet Earth slave shield? Admittedly, it took us some time to replicate the technology ourselves, but we are simply delighted with the results. Yes, sirree, we sure love the idea of putting an impenetrable shield around our planet. Now, all those evil monsters that we're just about to attack won't be able to eat us. Thanks. I guess this means we won't be able to send you any more starship captains. Sorry. Well, they want to turn on the shield about now, so we've got to get going. I'm sure we'll never ever talk with you again, so goodbye, and thanks again. Your friends, the Spathi Ruling Council. P.S. This machine is the super powerful hyperwave caster that the Unga used to trick us into believing that the Grandmaster Planet Eaters were coming to destroy Spathiwa. We thought maybe you'd like to have it.
End of transmission. If any of you have ever seen The Kids in the Hall, that sounded a lot more like the kid with a backpack from The Kids in the Hall than Spathi. I have to deeply apologize for that impression, but it is what it is. All right. We have a caster, and we have lost an ally. So away we go. We will once again use the quasi-space device. And we will set course for Earth, which I believe is that one. No, it's that one. All right. Set course for Earth. Drop off our minerals. So we could talk with the Pekunk right now. Send them home. I'm gonna stall on that because the longer you let the Pekunk travel, the longer it takes them to get back home, and then the longer time you have before, you know, you have to deal with it again. So I think that's how it works anyway. Let's drop off our goods at planet Earth. Starbase Commander.
Greetings, Captain. I'm ready to assist you. I know you're busy, but I've got some news.
Uh-huh.
Good news, Captain.
Oh, it's good.
With no announcement, a small fleet of Arilu Lalile popped into space adjacent to our starbase, scaring the hell out of the deep raider operator. But right now, I could kiss every one of those pale little weirdos because they gave us 3 skip vessels.
All right.
Also, we have a major situation, Captain.
You might not mention that first.
As of a few days ago, all Spathi starship captains have vanished from our starbase.
Yeah, about that.
We don't know how or why, but until we receive replacements from Spathiwa, you will be unable to commission any additional Spathi eluder vessels for your fleet.
Yep, I'm glad we've got 2. Commander, I have minerals to offload.
More fuel for the fire, eh, Captain? That last load should keep it blazing.
Can your scientists analyze what I have acquired since my last visit?
The analysis reads as follows. Subject, quasi-space portal spawner. Data, device is a hybrid of different alien technologies including Arilu and Ur-Quan elements. Our tests show that this device temporarily creates a weakness in the fabric between hyperspace and a different unidentified dimension. The energy cost of this process is extreme, and since the unit's power supply is self-contained,
No, it isn't.
we cannot estimate how long it will remain functional. Summary, use of this device will permit a starship to make transit to a different dimension. The hazards and benefits of this process are impossible to gauge without field study. The next entry in the analysis is subject hyperwave broadcaster, UMGA design. Data, this unit is capable of generating extremely intense hyperwave transmissions, though it is otherwise similar to our own casters. Summary, this thing would be great for practical jokes. You could scream boom from an orc cloud to scare the pants or whatever off of everyone in the system. If you used it in hyperspace, there's no telling who might hear you and come running.
No.
The next entry in the analysis is subject, Slylandro probe destruct code sequence. Data. This is a complex sequence of program instructions using an encryption sequence similar in some ways to the rolling fung algorithm. Summary, when a Slylandro probe approaches, open a hailing frequency, wait for a response, and then transmit the code.
Okay.
That's the end of our scientist's report.
So we have to converse. All right. Goodbye, Commander.
Return soon, Captain.
Probably not. Okay, so we're going to tear down this starship. I'm going to remove all the fuel from it. Then we're going to rebuild it from front to back as a dreadnought killer, to use the captain's parlance. First thing is that I might get rid of the Zokfot Pick spacecraft, because we need some more slots here, but then we will remove the crew. Okay. Now, let's go clear out the entire spacecraft. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 Hellbore cannons on front of this thing. That will create 3 Hellbore cannon shots. The next slot I'm going to use for 2 tracking modules to ensure that those shots generally hit their target. And then I'm going to get 2 point defense units. Okay. Now, starting from the back here, we're not going to put a weapon there. We'll put a high efficiency fuel system ×2. We'll put a crew pod ×2. I will put 1 storage bay. And then in between here, we have some room. So for now, I'm going to fill up the space with Jaybert furnaces. And this is going to make the starship extremely fast to recharge its batteries. And so our tactic in combat is just going to be to fire lots and have those tracking modules direct the Hellbore cannon shots wherever they need to go. And this ship is going to be powerful. So, stocked up on fuel. And also on crew. And I think that's good. Oh, we know we have many other things to do, but that's one of them. All right, let's check it out. They haven't gone too far. Right. So in order to stop the conch permanently, well, ensure that they don't perish, we need to exploit the discord in the A-Hat between their starship clans and the ones that are more loyal to their queen. Meep, Veep, Veep, Meep, Meep, Veep, Meep, 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 Meep. Okay, stop. And in order to do that, we have to show them something that would make them feel extreme shame. So I'm thinking if we show them their uplifted Frisky, that would probably do the job. So then the question becomes, how do we get the Frisky females so that we have an uplifted species available to show them? And where's the Vux Beast? Well, as it turns out, it's in a constellation with 3 yellow stars that looks like a snake swallowing a thing, and that happens to be the very top part of the map. So we'll head over there now. Oh, solar system, you're so weird. All right. So now to pop out at the top of the map, we need to use this exit point from Quasi-Space. And this whole thing feels a little cheap because I really don't feel like there's a good enough clue in the game as to where you can find this beast. And, you know, I could try to construct a scenario where I don't let on that I know where it is. But frankly, unless you do a certain thing with the thread ash, that I probably don't intend to do, you're just not going to get the clue. Yeah, it's a long story. So here's some biology down here, and if we head down, a lot of it's going to be regular old conventional biology. Whoa, that's not though. Hello. So one of the things about restoring the original game seed is that a lot of these planets that are significant to the plot have a lot more hospitable conditions. Having played this on the modified seed, I was getting absolutely pounded by earthquakes and lightning. Now, I had the resistances installed, but it was still pretty brutal. And it's frankly interesting, the way that the galaxy has been seeded, that the typical planet is harder than the average planet you interact with as a plot point. Report from surface. We've finally trapped the hideous beast, which has been so hard to capture these past few days. I swear, we emptied our stun batteries into that thing over a dozen times before it even slowed down. A few more shots to its barbed head, and it went down, but we had only a few seconds to get it into the magnetic restraints before it started thrashing around again. Even as I make this report, that damn monster is shrieking like a steam engine and trying to tear its way free. I hope we know what we are doing, bringing that thing aboard. If it gets free inside the ship, Captain, well, I just don't want to think about it. Returning to ship. And report. Zex's beauty. Use Zexy thing. Alright. That's taken care of. Let's go see Commander Zex of the Vux. And yeah, I hope you're cool with this kind of blitz playstyle where I'm not pretending to not know what to do next, because I'm just trying to get us through a thing here. Okay. And headed to visit the Vux. So this exit point will be somewhere near the Vux. And out we go. Zex. That's Zex with a Z. Bellatrix. Bellatrix? 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 I don't know. I don't know. You may like the sounds of one better than the other, but whatever it is, let's head for that star. Yep, okay. So now we'll head across to Alpha Cherenkov. Alright. And that's probably a Mycon that's been spawned in behind us in the hyperspace map in the bottom right. Falling away quickly, but well, we'll have to make a special trip of it. Alright. And here we see many fine bucks. Huh. So I got planet 1. We may have a Vux encounter here on the way in. I mean, I could try to avoid it, but... Encounter.
Greetings from Vox, the mass word in life form destruction. To gain an intimate knowledge of our engines of war, simply place both hands over your eyes and count to 3.
Why are you so hostile toward our species?
You are even uglier than I had thought possible.
And there's your answer.
Can't you see you are making me sick? Please, foul creature, turn your head, or better yet, put a sack over it. Never mind. I have adjusted my display so it is dim enough to be tolerable. In answer to your question, our response is simple. We must attack you because our masters, the Ur-Quan, wish it so. Now, if you don't mind, stop nodding your head like that. We Vux do not share this range of motion, and it appears as though your neck is broken and you are a jabbering corpse. Ugh! Human, based upon our commitment to the Ur-Quan and your general disgusting demeanor, we have decided to blow you to bits.
Oh, tremendous. Let's do that. You ready? Blow me to bits. Come on. Let's do it. Let's do it. It didn't work. You want to try again? It's funny, it still didn't work. Odd. Odd. I wonder why. I wonder why that didn't work.
Why am I so blessed?
I don't know.
My favorite friends, the humans, are back.
Uh-huh.
It is good to see you again.
Is it?
You humans are so interesting, so beautiful.
Oh, don't do that
I
again.
have many pictures of your species.
Don't tell me about
keep
the
them
pictures.
on my walls to inspire me.
I said, don't tell me about the pictures. Ugh. Admiral Zex, we've captured the hideous monster from Delta Lynchus. Let us make an exchange.
A most excellent piece of news. My chiton rasps and moistens with excitement.
Don't tell me about your chitin.
I have been looking forward to this for so long. My subordinates stand ready to receive the beast from your ship, Captain. Effect its transfer, and then we shall give you the maidens you desire.
Sure. Okay, beast is all yours. But be careful. It's a killer.
My new child is on board. Such a big one, isn't he? And so frisky. I am
Not the word I would
delighted
use.
beyond words that you have given me the beast, Captain. But I am afraid that there has been a slight change in our plans.
Oh.
Regrettable, but necessary.
Pray you do not change them again.
Beautiful, luscious human. I had thought that the hideous, violent monster you have given me would complete my collection of ugliness, my menagerie of monsters.
Here it comes.
I was wrong. you, my human love, are the most vile, the most fierce, and wretched.
Thank
My
you.
collection could never be complete without you. I need you, Captain. But alas, I fear you will not give your consent willingly.
No.
Right? Therefore,
I mean, yes, you are right.
Sub-Commander
No, I will
Dax,
not.
Terminate communications. Warm up my modified intruder. Engage the precursor warp nullifier. Prepare for battle. Sub-Commander, why has my main console become inoperative?
It sure looks
The
inoperative.
transmit mode is locked.
Oh,
What do you mean
convenient.
the central system computer is damaged? How?
It looks like it.
Escaped? No, Sub-Commander, this is impossible. It couldn't escape from our strongest containment system.
No.
It's what? Decks 5 and 6? A living crewman? Sound the alarms, you fool. Where is it now? Engineering report. Engineering! Sub-Commander, seal bulkhead. Sub-Commander, are you listening to me? What are you staring at? Pay attention, Sub-Commander. Give me an important position. What are you staring at? Behind me? What?
All right. The award for committed voice acting goes to that guy, pretty much. All right, so now we have planet access, which means we probably don't have admiral access. We have biology and we have an energy source, so we will pick up all of that. I think it looks like a lampshade to me. I mean, yeah, sure, carousel beast, I understand, but... And that thing looks like... something from Commander Keen. Okay, let's go get the maidens. We'll come back for the rest of the biodata. Report from surface. In the Vux Commander's menagerie, we have found what appears to be functioning cryotanks containing a dozen bipedal creatures. We can't be sure, but through the tank's fogged viewports, we think we can see young Shofixty females inside the freezer. Why do they gotta be young? Oh. We've transferred the cryotanks to the lander and are returning to the ship. It's just... End of report. It's just a little bit squicky, you know? This game was made almost 30 years ago. Have things really changed that much? Alright, let's clean up. Oops. Oops, I accidentally picked up some minerals. Alright, Penguin Cyclops. 15 units of biological data. Tremendous. Another Vux. One for the road. It's just so satisfying to take this flagship into battle. Just go. Just attack. No words. So it seems like, you know, I was worried that we were overdoing a little bit with the Shiva furnaces, but I think we have the right number. Our energy comes back, you know, at a good pace. I wouldn't want it to be any slower, frankly. So now that we're taking the flagship into combat, we've got to remember that the first rule of space combat is never hit the planet. Because with the flagship, that would be disastrous. I think it takes a percentage off your ship every time you hit. Oops. And, yeah, so that's an inordinately high number.
Salutations, and may your sense of self-preservation always be so
I like your
dim.
bluster.
As our intruders surround your vessel, you may care to raise both hands into the air above you and practice the ancient chant of the prancing Aoi master Zen Dox, which begins... You see, we Vox pride ourselves on our open-mindedness, our ability to see beyond even the most bizarre and disgusting face like yours. But that insult was so low, so totally reprehensible, that we will never, forget it. Yes, to be honest, that event pretty much fixed our attitude setting at abhor. I suspect we will despise you forever.
Oh, sure. What if we apologize? Can we talk truce then?
Probably not. You see, although we Vox are highly reasonable beings who would never judge our race solely on its appearance, the magnitude of your Captain Rand's insults was such that we will probably never forgive your species.
Well, I'll try anyway. The people of Earth hereby apologize to the
I
Vox.
didn't think that would be sufficient. It lacked conviction.
Well, that's fair.
Sorry, but I'm afraid we'll just have to kill you now.
Okay. Have to kill me now. Care to try again? One more try. I think having a totally OP flagship is one of the joys of the late game. It's a delight. It's a delight. You know, you've lost a war, you've been picked on, you've been chased, you've been attacked. I'm tempted to take out all these guys, but then after all that, basically, if you're smart, you're pretty much invincible. So we'll head for Delta Gorno, and this will give us a chance to do several things at once. But significantly, we really do need to turn the Pekunk back. What do you think? Yay hat? Oh, Vox. Alright, sure.
This is Vox Commander Yax. On behalf of the team here, I would like to say how very much we have all enjoyed taunting you, and to congratulate you on plumbing the limits of Vox courtesy, which you have now exhausted. Therefore, let me just say, die, you two-eyed, loathsome, faceless slug.
Let's try that again. We, the people of Earth, really, truly apologize for the stupid insult made by Captain Rand.
No, that didn't cut it either.
And that's all she wrote. Resume course. Alright, so we'll head down to Delta Gorno, where we will expect to find the Shofixty rump. Rump in the sense of the remainder of the fighting force, consisting of one or possibly two Shofixty warriors. And we'll take these cryogenically frozen females to the presumably male Shofixty warrior, and hopefully we won't get turned off the whole game. Consent, people. What I'm looking for is consent. Ah, there you are.
Attention, huge Aryan vessel!
Oh.
My sensory instruments are malfunctioning. My mass indicator shows the huge size of your vessel, revealing you are none other than a disgusting Ur-Quan slime wad. I am the glorious Shofixty warrior Tanaka. You killed my father, my mother, my many brothers, all 6 of my sisters. In fact, my entire species. Prepare to die.
Okay. So while we're exploring tropes and stereotypes here, No one insult us like that, you toothless, piebald, impotent roof rabbit. Yeah. Alien species based on a nationality are...
You rip, rudderous sack of decaying fresh Ur-Quan. You die. Die!
Are not my favorite part of this game. Anyway, so we'll take the flagship in, get a good distance away, and hit the warp motivator, and get out of dodge. So we don't want to fight this guy.
Ah, so the cowardly slug spawn has returned.
Indeed I have.
You were most fortunate last time, you hideous, toothless freak. But this time, I shall surely destroy your vessel. You slithering eater of putrid hairballs.
These are mighty words from a dripping snout rotted little furball.
I will hang your withered reproductive organs from my posterior monitor.
Some of these insults are pretty good. Oh, I just about spaced out and thought we were fighting the Vux for a minute. Oops. That would have been bad. Hellbore cannon. Oh.
Even more humiliation. You flatulent Ur-Quan puss cup.
Ugh. Look, Donkey Breath, one more insult and it's Vapor City for you.
Why, you wallowing, phlegm-filled, degrunty belly ricker.
What's a degrunty?
Hey, Ur-Quan never insulted me before. Who did you say you were?
I'm the nice, friendly ally you've been trying to kill, you idiot moron rathead.
Yikes! What a fool I am! When you failed to launch fightercraft, I should have guessed. Just one of those mistakes you make in war. Suddenly, your words ring in my ears. Captain, is this true? Have the Ur-Quan been destroyed? Has the ultimate sacrifice of my people resulted in freedom for the Alliance?
Well, yes and no. Mostly no.
I was a defeated warrior, a worthless shell. I must die.
No, wait, Shofixty. I have an important duty for you to perform.
What might that be?
I can give you the opportunity to replenish your species.
I am intrigued, Captain. But what are you talking about?
What would you say to Rat Babes Pillar? We have obtained females of your species.
Great reaping mouths of happiness! You shall be honored forever, Captain, as the savior of the Sophistic race.
Consent?
I have been granted the ultimate reward, duty.
Consent.
This humble warrior will take the Sophistic maidens you possess,
Consent.
gently wake them,
Consent.
and then perform ribald feats of unsurpassed fertility. With their consent, of course.
Thank you.
Our people shall be reborn.
Thank you.
Your name
Thank you.
shall be recorded in our most sacred writings for all
Thank you.
time. Thank you, Captain, and farewell. I have urgent business to attend to.
I think maybe that was intended as a throwaway line, but yeah. I mean, if you were frozen in a cryogenic tank and somebody woke you up, I don't know. Maybe getting it on would be the first thing in your mind, repopulating your species, maybe not. So it's important that you have that conversation. All right, let's go talk to, let's go find the Pekunk, talk to them. If you're following along at home, and you know the game very well, you may be very confused by the content of star systems now, because some of the star systems look the way they did in the original game, and some of them don't. And that's...
We have set out to return home.
I'll explain later.
Home to our loving but misguided brothers and sisters.
That's so.
Please, do not try to stop us this time. We are firm in our resolve.
Oh, I wouldn't dream of it. But don't you know this is the year of the swollen moon? It's a bad time. Oh, it's December 26th. That's a bad time to travel.
It is?
It is.
We are so glad you won.
Me too.
Yes. We'll see you back in our home star system.
Excellent. Bye. All right. So, and you can see they're backtracking already. Great. We have so much to do, so much to do. Let us start meeting the remaining alien races here. We need to deal with the Ilrath somehow. We need a lot of things. Let's go explore a part of the map we haven't seen while we wait for the Shofixti to repopulate. So we use our quasi-portal and we'll head to this exit, which will put us in an unexplored area of the map. All right, so let's head to some of these stars here we haven't explored. Frankly, at this point, we're looking mostly for spheres of influence. You may notice a little indicator on the map that looks like we don't have much fuel. That is the envelope of area that we could explore in space with our, regular hyperdrive and still have enough fuel to get home via regular hyperdrive. Of course, we don't intend to do much long distance traveling with regular hyperdrive now, so let's head for this green star. And that looks like an emerald world. Hello. Let's clean that out. Okay. Little exotic, never hurt anyone. Zeta Libre. Oh, we've got a hyperspace indicator. And presumably, at some point, if we keep exploring far enough, we will find a species that inhabits this area of the galaxy. There's a hyperspace blip. We could wait for that. Just let it catch up a little bit. All right, we'll head off to Beta Libre, or we could stop here.
Greetings,
Oh.
fellow carbon creature.
There we go.
May your roots always be well watered.
Sounds like a good plan. I'm Captain Jaybert from Earth. We come in peace. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I think we've cleared out a lot of the middle doldrums of the game. There's this certain section that grates on me a bit. And, I didn't try to hide it all that much. But we got through it, advanced the major plot points, and now we're having a discussion with a plant. So we'll see how that turns out in the next episode. Thank you for joining me for this one. Thank you so much for being patient while I sorted out the issues with the star system key, and yeah, that was kind of a mess. But I'd say we're underway, we're rolling, and nothing can stop us now, right? We're gonna free the galaxy from both kinds of Ur-Quan. So that's all for me for today. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you again soon here in Replay Republic. Bye for now.